Hey, folks, I'm getting some last minute signups here. Jonathan, did you bring the YouTube in? You're muted.
Hey, Tom, let me change my speaker setup here.
Yeah. You might answer those questions that Tim asked. I don't know the answer.
Let me see what Tim's saying here. Tim, we sent all the updates needed out to the programs.
Hello, Larry. All right, folks, our format today will be that we will go through the slides, take a 10-minute break, and go to a live market. We'll go with that format today. All right. Anybody got any big plans for this weekend? Anybody doing anything outside the ordinary, traveling, doing something with the Labor Day weekend? I'm going to see on Monday, I'm going to see the Reagan movie. Oh, Blue Angels, huh? That's always fun, an air show. Yeah. I think they come here. I'm not sure, but I think they come on Labor Day.
It's around October they come here.
When is it, Adam?
Octoberish, that time frame.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right, well, let's get started. Hey, folks, I got a lot of new people. I might as well introduce myself. Tom Busby. I'm a former Air Force officer, and I think, when I think about trading and being in the Air Force, I think about going through schools that taught me about strategically thinking and tactically thinking. I think that when I look at it week to week, it's more of a tactical trade. I'm an active trader, obviously, former member of Chicago Mercantile Exchange, former member of the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, and author of 3 books, Winning the Day Trading Games, The Markets Never Sleep, and Trade to Win. I like working with students, as you well know, and pretty neat, I think. Pretty neat. Been working with y'all a long time. Risk involved in trading, we know that. Took some this month. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm very proud of this YouTube channel. It's been a teamwork effort to build it, and it's got a lot of flexibility, but there's a lot of education. If over the weekend you want to learn something new, go there. We got videos on there, totally free to you to go study and learn. A lot of good things on there, I think, okay? Now, click the bell once you sign up, subscribed, and then you'll be notified when we go live. Like today, people got notified. That's why you see a lot of last minute people showing up from YouTube. This slide here sort of tells you that you like what you hear, and put a thumbs up, makes other people find us. And you can have on-demand education at your schedule. That's the way you learn, folks. We have customer service every day. If you hear something and you thought you heard it wrong or right, go to www.dtitrader.com/help. That's sort of a fan favorite, and I think people people really enjoy the fact they get their questions answered without trying to remember things that maybe come in one ear and out the other. In my opinion, when I look at August and I put it in the record books, two things I'll think about. Do y'all remember the day that the market fell down to 51.20? Y'all remember that day? That Monday we came in, it fell, and they were selling the world. Y'all remember that? Well, I remember it tied into those pocket puts we had. They paid big on that day, and that's why we carry in these, in these situations that you see a lot of turmoil. Okay, so I think that's pretty interesting. That's what I'll remember about August. Now, when they tell you that trading is an art, and I tell you that all the time, it is an art. I'm telling you the truth. This is the art. There's no scientific mathematical formula that's going to spit out a winner. You've got to learn how the dance is. Now, let's take a look at the following chart on S&P. I follow the S&P really probably more than most, but I follow it. But when I look at it, I go back to July and see that high. And you see that blue line, that horizontal or vertical line there, that blue line. Everybody see that? Starting there from 57.21, we ended up going down, okay? And there's that 51.20, okay? 51.20, right there. That was the low. Now think about it. It was almost 250 points below the monthly open in those first 5 days of August. Then the market spent 4 or 5 days before it actually went higher in that bar and started an unprecedented rally that went all the way up, but not high enough to take out that July high, but it did make a higher high than the last week of July. And then it hit a wall. Look at that wall it hit up there. That's amazing to me. So the three numbers I walk away with is 57.21, 55.74, the August opening, and 51.20. Now, if you take the month open of 55.74 and go back to August 1st, you will see why, even though the market had dramatic moves down and up, they're hard to trade when you have erratic nature on how they happen. And that's kind of August that you had a lot of movements. Like today, you had that erratic movement. We're at the highs. Next thing you know, we're at the lows. Crazy stuff. That's hard to control your risk. And it really makes everybody a 2-hour trader, which is not really what we're trying to do. That's the picture of August. Now let's look at a few key stocks that shook out. Here they are. Costco. Does everybody see that high up there at 918? Everybody see that? 918 high? And then you had the sell-off and then the stabilization. If everything goes correctly, okay, and it takes out 902.55, you're going to see a test of those highs early in September. That ought to be a good trade next week. So write that number down, 902.55, okay? You get higher than that, it ought to be pretty fast and furious to get up to that 918, 920. Any questions about that? Any questions about what I just showed you? Okay. That's a big trade that we could make early next week. Now, NVIDIA, the stock hit a wall like the market did up there about 130. Everybody see that 130? In fact, this week we were at 130 before earnings. Okay, 130. It's holding the monthly pivot of 117. Right now it's 118.60. Went up today, hit about, I think, 122, then sold off again. These are the kind of things that set up either a great base here at 117, where you got a way to launch into the fall at higher levels, or you get a rollover. Remains to be seen how that works, but that's what we'll be looking at, is that opening price, 117.53, and put that into the mix for next week. It's just such a big number. Now, to me, I told people in TNT every day of the month, this is your stock. I told people when I had a small class, this is your stock. My opinion, over the last 30 days, this has been one of the most solid stocks out there. Berkshire Hathaway. Does everybody see that? It's Berkshire Hathaway. Any questions about Berkshire? Berkshire is now worth $1 trillion. And I think that, honestly, I think Buffett has played it about as good as he can play it. You know, he cashed out of Apple and some other stocks, raising cash. I thought that was interesting too. Okay, so here's what to look forward to when we get to September. Oh, before I get to September, does that review sort of give you a foundation of what August was like? It did me, and I hope it did you. Mine too, Jim. Jim says Berkshire has the largest position in his long-term portfolio. Mine too, Jim. Mine too. So here's what to look forward to in September. You're going to get more volume. Once Labor Day gets here, you're going to get more volume. It's going to equal better trends. And I'm ready. Portfolio managers will return. Institutions will begin focusing on their portfolio. So you'll see a heavy volume in the first hour, but you'll see steady volume between the first hour and the closing hour. And that makes it easier to catch some of these trends and control your risk. You'll see that develop in September. It'll be volatile, but you'll be able to read it a lot better. The day after Labor Day historically has been down 11 of the last 15 years. So you typically have a pop on Labor Day, day after that week. And so that'll set up a nice basis based on what we know about August going into September. And usually September is strong the first half of the month. Okay? Market tends to make a high in that first half of September with triple witching, TPI, PPI around that time being a dangerous week. Index futures. That's where September got its bad. That's where September got its bad reputation. That second half, as you make a transition into the end of the fiscal year in the U.S. government into October. Here's some key report dates for the month of September. Write these down. September 6th, September 11th, September 12th, GDP, September 26th, and PCE. I like to give you these dates. I like to have them for myself, and I think they work out really nice where you can sort of see those big potential days that you're going to have in the market. You got an FOMC meeting and a rate cut anticipated for September the 18th. My guess is going to be 0.25%. That's my guess. The significance of it will be the following. Now, we have a political debate on September the 10th. If you look, something is wrong with predicted. This is predicted. Let me explain. Does everybody see 48 for Trump, 55 for Harris? Okay. Well, happy birthday, Skip. Does everybody see that? What does those two numbers add up to be? What do those numbers add up to be? 103. The max these binary options should be is 100. So something's wrong. Okay? Something's wrong. They should be inside of 100. Now, the betting odds on Real Clear Politics is a little bit better average. There's the average right there. And I put that up there to show you comparison. Okay? All right. Now, let's talk about the futures class involving gold. Can everybody see that? I've been experimenting, and if you signed up in the futures class, I'll show it to you. But I noticed, and I just noticed this. I've been trading gold for 40-something years. And 40-something years is a very interesting time period, okay? To be trading. But I notice this. I'm going to teach you, if you're in my futures sessions, I'm going to teach you how to leg in to these options. I had Jonathan calculate doing it, but it's really a highly lucrative approach to trading gold. So who's in the futures training? Who's in that? Well, you'll notice I got about 6 contracts open, and doing it the way I've been doing it, it gives me about an $80 exposure, I think is what we calculated, for almost a 6-to-1. Okay. Now, looking further ahead, inside the last 3 months of the year, the market tends to reset in October. Let me explain that. When you get to October, this is the one time you can say a stock's been down for the year, okay? With the stock being down for the year, okay? And generally speaking, I won't touch it. But in October, I make the one exception that if it starts trading above the October opening, then I will consider using it to take advantage of, okay? Does that make sense to everybody what I'm saying? Okay. The most positive day of the year is the day after Thanksgiving, okay? The most positive day of the year is the day after Thanksgiving. The last week of December, I call it a layup week because you have light volume, but the market trends. So write that on your calendar if you want to trade with me that week. Should be a good week. Any questions about what I covered? Any at all? A layup means that it's a real easy peasy week once the trends develop. Once it gets going there, most last weeks of the year, you can really have a good week once you figure out what the trend is, okay? Now, the schedule of the week starts on Monday at 10 o'clock when I have my Labor Day opening. Tuesday, you have a 10 o'clock old school training. 10:45, we got T-Bus All-Stars. 11 a.m., a 25-cent training class. Wednesday, we have futures. 8 p.m. Wednesday night, we have our wow. And Thursday, we got a flash. And then, of course, Friday, we have the 3 p.m. Pretty good stuff, huh? No, Sunday session will be on that Labor Day. I'll do everything there, Bruce. Okay? All right. Now, we introduced the 10 for 10 training. We had our first session. I'm going to continue this because I like it and people seem to love it. We meet again next Thursday. It's every Thursday from now until the election. We're going to meet and we go live to trade the markets together 10 weeks in a row. These sessions will consist of analyzing the market to find the best opportunities, taking advantage of what's happening with the election, interpreting the news and technical systems to pick precise entries and exits, and executing with real live trades. Goal to guide you through the turbulent election season with the wisdom and experience that only DTI can offer. Now, we priced it at $199 a session. It's well worth it, but then we cut the price to allow people to really participate. $9.99 will be half off, but we are taking members at $7.77. It will include 10 sessions. And other sessions will be added during that 10 period membership if needed. Okay. I looked at the schedule and I said there might be something as we get into October. Okay. So 777. Get joined, claim your access, 904-416-1776, press 1, and hopefully this will help you as we get together and analyze, interpret what is happening with the election and how to take advantage of it. Yes, I'll be doing live trading. Online education through the process gives me a chance to trade along with Bill. Now, Karen made a nice statement this morning, but here's another one she's made, that she's been following me after her father encouraged her to get involved with me. And I guess consistency and stability is what I bring to the table. And we're going to be doing it every week until this election's over. And then I'll keep it up after that also. Mary Ann New is growing her account with me, and I think it's working out well. Now, the same knowledge base, DTI's live trading curriculum. I'm excited about it because I know on Thursday. Last week we found 2 trades. They're still open. And I'm looking for, Costco was one of them. I'm pretty excited about Costco because Costco looks like it's closed, or looks like it's having a good close today, go into next week. Okay. 902.55, open the gates. There's a bonus order form. Have a chance to claim additional sessions at a cheaper price if you want to parlay it with me. It's there. We'll have 10 guaranteed sessions, but I got to tell you, since I like trading live, you'll get more than that. Get involved. First session happens next Thursday, 10 o'clock. Set your clock. I will find the best ticker each Thursday for us to get in, looking for a way to grow your accounts, the whole goal. Okay. I'll keep it simple and straightforward, won't complicate it. We answer questions and teach you how to do it. That's the beautiful thing about it. I got a bunch of people in here to join me. So I think this is the last time I'm gonna offer it for a while. So better take it today at this price. Go to dtitrader.com, 10 for 10. I gave you a lot of great information today. I got more to give you. And I'm going to open up. Anybody got any questions outside of this? Yeah, Jonathan, it's 3:30. Why don't we give him 7 minutes to get joined? We'll come back to the live market. Hey, Todd, where are you seeing the Thunderbird team? A dinosaur, I think it's 400 or 500 bucks for 20. It really takes the cost down. Oh, out in Oregon. Okay. How many people liked that last session we had last Thursday? That's pretty fun, wasn't it? It actually exceeded my expectations what I was able to do. LC, hold tight, baby. Polish those pistols. No, Steve, not today. The weekend side hustle with the Monday holiday and the lack of volume showed up in the last two I did. I'm going to wait until next week. Keith, contact Barbara at DTI Trader. She'll take care of you. Brad, if it'll hold this 117, I'm a buyer. But I'll know more. Ask me, Brad, will you ask me that question next Tuesday? Ask me that question next Tuesday. I like to get that monthly open out of the way, and that gives me a judgment to do things. The top 10 tickers, yeah, I'll give them to you. I'll have the 10 tickers for Monday. Right, we meet Monday at 10. Did I have anybody here from Thursday session on 10 for 10? I'm just curious. Did I got anybody here? Oh, we got a lot of people. Thanks. Did you enjoy the format we used? I thought it was a good format to do it. People seem to really like it. Yep. You're gonna love it next week if I'm right. Amazing, one of them said. Anyway, get into 10 for 10 if you want to. And you'll get your money's worth, that's for sure. No, Carol, if you sell a stock after the market, you're counting update, okay? If you do it in after hours. I trade in after hours and the pre-market all the time. Yeah, Don, we'll get you set up. There's a recording, I think, right, Jonathan? Yeah, Jonathan just said email him, he'd take care of it. All right, Jonathan, let's go to a live market and see what's shaking and baking. First stock we want to look at is Costco. That's a 30-minute, that's a good close on Costco. That's the daily. See, everybody see the daily where Costco's getting the bids in there about 885 area? Does everybody see that? Okay. 902 and a half is where we want to see it get higher than next week. Okay. Let's go to NVIDIA. Just put that 117 line in there. And they can see it. There's where NVIDIA's got support. It's fighting for its life right now, folks. Fighting for its life. All right, Berkshire. Michael, I would not do that. Look at Berkshire surging at the close. Wow. That's a pretty impressive move. That's a pretty impressive move right there. Any stocks y'all want me to look at before I wrap it up? Look at TLT, Jonathan, TLT. Just put it on a daily, if you will. That's TLT on a daily?
That's it. Daily chart TLT.
Goodness. That's a little erratic. Go to ZBU or ZBZ24. That's pretty interesting. I'm surprised at that. That doesn't look too hot for me right now. Maybe what's that high of that daily bar today? It needs to get above that to take the pressure off.
Today's high was 124.04.
Yeah, write that number down, 124.04. Okay. All right, Walmart. Lynn wants to look at Walmart. Walmart's got support at 75. I think you can buy it as long as it's above 75. Apple, look at Apple. That's interesting. Okay. That's Apple. Look at the QQQ. Draw a line on the QQQ. Let me give it to you. $472.65. Pretty good. Jim, that's a pivot number. All right. Well, I want everybody to have a great Labor Day. Come back on Monday at 10. I'll have some more neat stuff. Did you learn something today? Did you learn something? I think you got some pretty good information, Dave. Weekly wrap-ups worked out great. Thanks, Pete. That's awful nice of you. All right, get on 10 for 10. Put the 10 for 10 up there, Jonathan. I'll see everybody on the flip side.